Hey everyone, this is Sleakozzy here, and welcome back guys to another video. Today I have some information regarding the Comet in Fortnite Battle Royale. If you guys are hyped for this video, please do show support by leaving a like on it, and if you're new here, then subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the new amazing Fortnite content coming your way. So yes, if you guys haven't realised, there are telescopes and sights across the map, and there's like tents being pitched and telescopes looking into the sky to look at this asteroid, this meteor that's in the skyscape of Fortnite Battle Royale. If I play this video, or if I cut over right now to this video of me in the lobby about to join a game of Fortnite Battle Royale, when I look up into the sky over east, you can see the comet in the air. There's nothing like that throughout the sky, as you can see. I'm looking about, there's nothing else like that in the sky. There might be a couple of stars or whatever that's just, embedded into the skyscape. But that blue, that blue glowing, ray is essentially a comet soaring through space, and Epic haven't confirmed anything about it. And as you can see, it's in the game as well right there as it turns to nighttime. It's still in the sky. It's there all the time. It doesn't disappear. Epic haven't confirmed or denied that this is going to have any sort of consequence on the map. I mean, it should do, and it's going to, judging by all of the telescope sites across the map. There's obviously something to this, and there's something that's going to be happening to do with these comets and this asteroid. Further on down the line, people thought that it was going to be an April Fool's joke. It was going to be like something to do with April Fool's, that they were going to crash it into the map and destroy it. But nothing so far has come of this comet. And there's actually proof in the game files, and there's models and stuff of this popping up, which I'll put on screen right now if I can find them. And they're like basically models of the comet and the meteorite and the aura that surrounds it. And, so they are in the game files. They are like, it's not just a static image that's just been placed into the skyscape to be, found out and to be, theorised upon and all this other stuff. It's actually in the game files as an object. It does move. It has an animation. So we can only wonder what this is going to entail and how it's going to affect the Fortnite Battle Royale map. Now, a lot of people have been saying that this is going to come down and crash on the Fortnite Battle Royale map, and more specifically, it's going to crash down onto Tilted Towers. Like, it's going to come down at some point during the game. People have been speculating that, it's going to come down at some sort of time interval and crash down onto Tilted Towers, because Epic have said that they're kind of like annoyed with the amount of people that drop into Tilted Towers and get killed pretty much right off the bat. You land in Tilted Towers, everyone kind of like, hovers around there because that's the main place to go. It's the main place to drop, loads of kills happen there. People get killed a lot over there. So they're wanting to kind of remedy that to I think they're going to just, plow an asteroid into it at some point during the game so that, Tilted Towers is gone, so people can't, go over there, and it won't be, visible anymore on the map. It'll be completely changed. Sort of like the MOAB, which was the nuke off of Call of Duty Ghosts. When you set that off on Call of Duty Ghosts, the entire map was changed, the landscape had changed and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's what they're trying to do. And as you can see right here, I'm scoping into my sniper, and you can see the trail from the comet actually move. There's like wisps and particles coming off of it, as if it's moving through space closer and closer to the Fortnite Battle Royale map. So as I said, it's not a static object. It does have animation. It does move like the sun, like the day and night cycle. So they have put a lot of thought into this. And they've put loads of telescopes on the map, so this has to lead to something. And people have been saying that it's going to go over tilted because of the the amount of people that go over there, and the amount of how short the games can become just by 30 or 40 people or whatever. I think that's a bit too extreme, but a lot of people centering around tilted, and they die pretty much off the bat unless they go in and get loot and run out or whatever. So I think they're kind of like putting this comet into the game as a kind of like a little event. So as you can see, I'm aiming over towards Tilted. Now this is where I don't think the comet will go over Tilted, because if you look at the trajectory of where it's going, it's not heading towards Tilted. Tilted is all the way over northwest. The comet is going towards south. Currently, if you look up in the sky at east, it's over in, you know, an easterly direction, and, you know, judging by the trail and the direction of the comet, it's going towards south, you know, over by like Fatal Fields, I think it is, rather than over by Tilted Towers. If it was going over by Tilted Towers, it would be flipped the other way, and it would be going towards Tilted. Whether they did this intentionally to kind of throw people off, or it was just a mistake that they made and they just plopped it in there without any regard for, you know, orientation, or maybe it's just the angle that we're looking at it and it is actually going to come in from Tilted, come into Tilted. But I thought that kind of strange when, you know, Tilted was over, you know, out of the way of the direction of where the comet's coming in. That could be a little thing that I'm focusing too much on, but it's just what I noticed. So bringing in this comet and bringing in this meteorite to crash into the game, I think it'd be cool to see it go off and to see it come into the map and crash into the game. And you know, anyone who's caught within the blast area would obviously get killed, or maybe it's a harmful thing. You know, if you're in Tilted, actually, to be fair, I think it would be good if they made it so it killed you, because obviously it's a meteorite and you shouldn't be in the way of it. And then obviously it'd come in and it'd, you know, maybe it'll get a rename. Some people have been speculating that it's going to be renamed to like Carnage Crater, or, you know, Comet Crater, and all of this other stuff. And it's going to be, you know, the map will change depending on the time frame of like how long the match has been going on, or how many people have been killed. Maybe you know, judging by how many people have died from the start of the match, depends on how quickly this comet will come down from the sky and destroy Tilted. And then maybe, you know, the area in Tilted after that point will just be rubble and ruined buildings, and there'll obviously be like shelter and buildings and stuff, but it'll all be rubble and dust and dirt piled high, and there'll be like flames and fire. Maybe that could be a cool thing. There might be like an area where there's fire, or there's like lava, or you know, the ground is singed with like embers. So if you walk across that, you take damage. That could be a good way of trapping people in, or, you know, damaging other players, like impulsing them into the fire. There's so many ways that this thing could go, and this is actually a good thing for Fortnite Battle Royale, because they're thinking outside of the box in terms of how they can make, you know, the Fortnite Battle Royale experience fresh. Because obviously if they was to keep the game as it is right now, obviously they have weekly updates, they have new items and stuff, and they are changing the map. But let's say, for example, they weren't to do that anymore, the game would get stale, and that's why they have these weekly updates, to keep the game fresh. And them kind of like adding onto the current map and doing different things with it and trying to push the boundaries of what's possible in a Battle Royale game, and to not make it completely unfair. I think that's a really good idea, because this could be the start of them doing other things with other areas. Maybe, let's say, for example, they add in a desert zone. There's like a zone where there's sand, and there's like twisters, there's like sand twisters that, you know, patrol the area, and they come into a town and they destroy the town and make the town all rubble and all this other stuff, and it changes the way the game plays, and it changes the landscape, and you have to think a little bit about cover and where people could be hidden. And also, going back to the Tilted Carnage Crater, you know, the comet destroying Tilted Towers, will there be new chest locations when this thing comes down? Because it would essentially be a new location, so maybe there's like chests hidden under the rubble, hidden underground, hidden under the collapsed buildings of Tilted Towers, and there's like chest locations there that you can go and visit. I think that would be a really cool addition, and they could do other things as well, as I said, with the sand twisters. And you know, they're definitely not finished with the Battle Royale map. Loads of people just thought that they'd add new zones and they'd keep adding to the zones and whatever, but clearly they have a lot of ideas in mind of how they can spice up, you know, the gameplay of Fortnite Battle Royale, and this is definitely a fun and exciting way that they can do that, and I would love to hear and see more about how they're going to approach it. And after the fact as well, what are they going to do after this is a thing? What other ideas could they have to kind of like you know, bring, you know, the Fortnite Battle Royale map to life, because it is essentially a static map. Obviously, pretty much everything in this game can be destroyed. You can mold it and change it, you know, but like in terms of the environment, could they add like a volcano area where there's like a, you know, volcanoes come out of a mountain, or maybe it comes out during the match and it spews out lava and, you know, little meteorites coming out of coming out of the lava of the volcano that land, and you know, it kind of like has an area of effect where it damages you if you enter the area, you know, and people would obviously use this to their advantage to kind of like take control over the volcano and all this sort of stuff. So it's definitely exciting to see how they're gonna, you know, how they're gonna use this in the future with other zones or with other events. Obviously, this isn't the only way that they could do it. Maybe, for example, they add in a new item which is called the mining drill, and you could literally drill your own tunnels into the sides of mountains. That could also be a cool thing. So I'm really excited that they're trying to think outside the box with the map in Fortnite Battle Royale. Lots of people have been saying eventually this map will get boring and they'll create a new map to kind of spice it up. And I think that's what PUBG did, and a lot of people didn't like that PUBG, you know, added in a completely different map, because then it'd be completely different zones. It'd be, you know, completely different play. It'd be a whole new game to learn, and to learn the direction of where you're going, learn where all the hiding spots are, learn where all the loot locations are, learn where all the best places to get resources and all this other stuff. So I think Epic taking the route of focusing on, you know, keeping the current map alive and keeping it fresh is a good approach than just adding in a completely new map. I'm going to do another video going more into this topic and about new maps and other stuff in the future, which I think will be a pretty cool topic to talk about. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope I showed you all I needed to show you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, please do show support down below by leaving a like. And if you're new here, then subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the new amazing content that I'm going to be pumping out. So with that, my name has been Sleakozzy. You guys have been amazing. Let me know your thoughts about this Comet and this event in the comments down below, and I'd love to get you guys' opinions on what you think of this. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye, guys.